So this is the formula for relevance. Let me go for my first.
Hello, good evening, everybody. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. Good evening.
All right, good evening. Thank you for joining early. Kick off in a moment. Let's just try and settle in.
All right, thank you.
Is Miss Chi on this call?
What did you say? Sorry.
Is Miss Chi, Chinenye, please, are you on this call?
Okay. There are only 4 people on this call: admin, daily sales, and programs. Thank you, admin.
Sorry?
There are only 4 people on this call. I see myself, admin, daily sales, and programs. Those are the 4 people.
I'm trying to. Who is programs, please? Can you please use your name? Please kindly change programs to your name. Mr. Elicious, are you the Elicious?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. Welcome, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, from wherever you're joining us from. Trust you're all doing great. Please, can you confirm you can hear me? Can you confirm you can hear and you can see me? All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I trust your weekend has started out great, right? For some of us, it would be a restful one. And but for others would be to kind of maybe external events. Okay. Yeah, welcome. So welcome. So we'll just wait up for others to join in. In the next let's say 3 minutes, we'll get to kickstart. So about 5:07. Yes. So we would start off. So welcome again. I will be in the background, and once it's okay. All right. So I was trying to use my app. Thank you for that feedback, dear Decius. Thank you. All right. So I was saying would give other participants the next 3 minutes to join the section before we start out. So I will be in the background while we wait up for others. Thank you for coming in early. Thank you for coming in early. Perfect. Welcome back again. So it's 7 minutes past 5. Please, if it's possible, if you can reach out to any of your friends, colleagues, or other participants that are meant to be on this masterclass, please kindly nudge them. I know for those persons on the 90 Days Accountability Program, there's a WhatsApp community. So please, can someone help us reach out to them? Thank you. Thank you for doing that for us. All right, so we're here for another interesting session. The last session was mind-blowing, and I'm sure you all can testify that if you were in attendance, right? So I'm sure you've gone back to the drawing table to implement and also to use up the learnings from the last session. So today is another day, and it's another interesting one, right? So we have a phenomenal woman who will be leading us on like another interesting topic, and the topic is the power of knowing you. The power of knowing you. But before we dive into the conversation, right? So let's get to meet ourselves. Let's get to interact. Before we get before we introduce our speaker for today. So I can see some amazing names on the call. I can see Aderonke Adeyinka, Joy Mwodom, Oluwabukola, Temitope, Vivian. I would love to hear your voice, right? I would love to hear your voice. And so this is how we would do it, right? This is how we would do it. So based on the topic, just a minute, please. Sorry for that break. Sorry for that break. Apologies. All right. So I am, yes, like I said, we would want to have a bit of interaction before we get going into the session. So in the chat, or someone can unmute their minds, right? Based on the topic we're going to be listening in today, the power of knowing you, right? So we want to hear from you, right? We want to hear from everyone on the call. We want you to first off think deeply, right? Think of a defining moment in your life that has helped you understand yourself, that has helped you understand yourself better. And yes, we would love you to share with us. So what defining moment or what moments did you find yourself in? Oh, I can see a hand already. Thank you, Aderonke. Yes, I'm coming. We would have you shortly, right? So, but thank you for coming up to speak to us. Yeah, so I'm sure most of you have you've actually gotten to a point whereby you say, yes, this is who I am. This is the trajectory of my life. This is how my life ought to be, right? And you've come to a point whereby you've started defining your life. And there are some persons on those calls who are still in that process. So, but we would want to hear from you. For those persons who have gotten to that point whereby they said, this was the point, or this was the moments that helped me define my life or understand myself better. All right, so let's open the floor. Aderonke, over to you. You can unmute your mic. You can also turn on your video if possible. Thank you.
Good evening. That video bit, I'm not sure.
It's fine. It's fine. It's carry on.
All right, thank you. But I can try. Hold on just a minute, sir. I'll put on my video just a minute.
All right. All right.
Okay. I don't know if you can see me.
Yes, you can see an amazing woman.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thanks. Yeah. Okay. So for me the eye opener was there was this when we talked about having a personality profile test, you said there are different types. So for me, the eye opener was just when my boss gave us a book in the office, and the title of the book was Strengths Finders. I can't really remember the author of the book, but I know the title was Strengths Finders. And when I took that personality test, for me, the highest, I mean, what's the first trait that defined me was harmony. So when he talks about harmony, he talks about somebody that doesn't like conflict. You just like to keep peace and all of that. So, for me, it was a defining moment because I didn't really like roles that required unnecessary confrontation and all of that. There are some people that they can fight from morning till night. But for me, I didn't like it. I just like to keep peace. I love to keep peace and all of that. Then there was another thing. It was a five. It said 5 major things about you. Number one, the first one was harmony. The second one was R, which was which shows that I was what was that R? Don't worry, I remember the R. Then I know the L is learner. I love to read a lot. I love to learn new things and all of that. Then there was the A part, the achiever, and then there was the D, which is discipline. So for me, it was a good eye opener. It just reminded me of my strengths, and then he also told us how we could work out of a strength. Every strength, if you are not careful, it becomes an automatic weakness. So that book also tells you how to leverage your strengths so that they don't become weaknesses. So that at the end of the day, you're able to maximize your strengths to bring out the very best in you. So for me, it was a defining moment. I stopped bothering about why am I like this into seeing how I could use that strength to become something better. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing. And yes, I'm sure we are all picking a thing or two from what she just shared with us. As for going into the book first, it was a book for her, right? So for someone else, it might be a conversation with someone, right? Maybe a senior friend, maybe a colleague. The book was also I'll give it to her by her boss, right? So it can be in any form, right? Finding ourselves can come in any form, right? So thank you for sharing, Adero. Okay. So who would love to go next? Who would love to go next? You want to describe a defining moment that that has helped you in understanding yourself better. It might be understanding your personality. It might be understanding why you act the way you do, right? So please, who wants to share with us? Let me go to the chat. Maybe some persons have dropped any comment. And for those persons who are just joining in, thank you. Welcome. It's good to have you on the call. So before we kickstart our session for today, we are chit-chatting, right? We want to know at what point or what defining moment got you to a position of knowing yourself better, where you can tick the box and say, yes, this is who I am. I am an enabler. For me, I know myself. I am an enabler of people, enabler of process, enabler of projects, right? So when it comes to delivering on something, when it comes to seeing that something comes to life, maybe a project, maybe a task, whatever it is, right? As far as you have told me, this is what I want to do. This is that, right? So I get to play my own part, enabling the process, enabling the various activities that would like that is required to bring that project or whatever it is to life. So that's me, right? So let's get to hear from others. What do you know about yourself? Okay, so if you've not come to the point whereby you'd say, yes, this is a moment in my life that got me to the point where I've gotten to know myself better, right? If you have not gotten to that point, right? So just tell us maybe one or two things about yourself, maybe a habit, or maybe something you do part time, or a strength of yours, right? that has come to stay, right? So let's hear. I would love to read your comments in the chat. Okay, thank you for sharing the Delicious. He says, getting into therapy a couple of years back brightened my lens of how I see myself. It was a defining moment for me. So it was therapy for him, right? So what is it for you? What is it for you? What was that moment, or what was that defining moment? Was it a conversation with a friend? Was it a conversation with a colleague? Was it a conversation with your coach? Or were you attending a conference? Were you attending a function that got you to a point whereby you said yes? You started ticking lots of boxes about yourself, about the things you do, right? So thank you for sharing the Lucius. So who wants to go up next? The mic, you can use your mic, please. Who wants to go up next? I can see some names. I don't want to call names. So I want us to do this willingly, right? So you can also drop a chat in the chat box. I will read that out. So let's go. So, and yes, I know this is a master class, right? And some of us are seated in a very comfortable location. If you're not, please, I would urge that you look for a comfortable location. We will be taking your orders right now, right? So if you're in a master class, you're sitting in a master class with you can see our speakers with Jessica Firebanks, with Tosi Akinsunire, with Isheye Olurotimi, or with Olushola Amusho, right? What will you like to be served? I'd love to take your orders now. So let's go to the chat. I want this session to be a lively one, not be just all talks, right? So let's go. You are in this master, and we're about to take your order, right? What would you like to be served? Some persons might decide to go fasting just because they want to take they want to take all the notes down. They don't want any distractions. But so it's a live masterclass. So if you are in a live masterclass with Olushola Amuso, Aderoka says other rice, Chinese rice. So we've taken your orders. Aderoka. Don't worry, We've got you. Please, let's get more orders. Let's get your orders coming in. You can drop it on the chat. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I am waiting for your orders. So I want to read lots of it. So let me see some names on the call. So Joy, if you were in a master class with Demola Aderubuke, what would you like to be served? What would you like to be served? Vivian, if you were in a master class with Moduke Akishiru, what would you like to be served? I want to read your comments in the chat. Aderonke has told us you would want to be served Chinese rice. So I am waiting. Thank you. Okay, I'm back. Apologies. So it's just Aderonke who has told us what she wants to order. So I think the others are just ready to learn, right? I will take it as that. So we will dive straight into the conversation for today. I would want to confirm if our speaker is here with us. Hi, TA, are you in? Okay, great. All right. So I will play an intro, just the bio and profile of our speaker for today. So please just listen up and watch your screen. Thank you.
TA is a strategic powerhouse. She has led multiple billionaire brand strategies with multinational pharmaceutical companies and fueled growth using the SPARE framework. She is a four-time award-winning expert, the founder of Growcircle Academy, and author of Beyond Boundaries, the host of Dose of Inspiration, the convener of Beyond Boundaries Conversation, and Growcircle Conference. She leads the growth marketing for Roche Diagnostics in West and East Africa. She has coached numerous individuals with major achievements in their industries, individuals who excelled in their interviews, landed their dream jobs, and structured their enterprises. She has also inspired several individuals to live free and full. With 10 years of experience and solid education from prestigious learning institutions, TA is dedicated to empowering individuals and organizations for transformational growth and driving business growth within the healthcare industry. With a warm welcome, please join us in bringing up our hosts to the Growcircle Masterclass as she'll be taking us on the power of knowing you.
Yes, please, with our favorite emojis, let's welcome a phenomenal lady, a transformational coach, and the person of Tosi Akisudire. Please, let's use our favorite emojis to welcome our speaker for today. Let's go, let's go. Thank you, Aderunke. Thank you for that emoji. Please, let's have more emojis coming in. Let's have more. Let's have more emojis coming in. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shanae, and
All right.
thank you,
Yes.
Warren. Yes, can you hear me? Please confirm you can hear me.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Loud and clear.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everyone. I'm not sure anybody will be in the morning time zone anyway. Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. How are you doing? How are you doing? Thank you for the warm welcome, Shanae, and thank you everyone for this opportunity to sit on a very important topic that I know everyone has interest in because it's the foundation for a lot of things. So I'm super excited to be with you today. And I must commend your, yes, enjoying the warm weather, Aderonke, exactly, in this beautiful part of the world. Amazing, amazing. Good evening, Chinedu. Good evening to you as well. Awesome. Alrighty. So, I mean, the topic is one that is very foundational to every visionary, or even if you're a rising star, because everything begins with you understanding yourself. There's this popular quote that says the richest place in the world is in the grave. And that's because a lot of people die without uncovering their uniqueness, without understanding what makes them who they are and how they could contribute to the world, right? So it's a very important topic that I will be speaking on today. And just before I delve into it, I would like to, please, you can move to the next slide. Just a bit, justice has been done to my introduction. However, I would like to explain, just reiterate again what we are doing here. As the founder of Growcircle Academy, I think it's a responsibility for me to always communicate what we are about, right? So the Growcircle Academy team is committed to creating learning opportunities to equip 10,000 individuals, at least 10,000 individuals by 2030. That is direct contribution to 10,000 individuals. And by this, we also want to contribute to the SDG 4, SDG 8, as well as SDG 10. Right, so that's what the Growcircle Academy is. And one of our products is the 90-day accountability product, which you are currently interacting with. And I must say kudos to you. I must congratulate you for going on this journey of holding yourself accountable to your gifts, to your talent, to your ideas, and all that God has deposited in you to ensure that you birth them, to ensure that you are transformed and you are capable and held accountable to bringing these things to life. So super congratulations to every one of you. And this is the end of the third week and end of the second module on clarity. I would like to know in the chat box, how has it been so far? Have you been gaining a lot of clarity? Have you interacted with the materials? What has been your experience so far? I think it's a good place for us to get feedback. This is just 25% into the program, so the remaining 75% holds a lot of discoveries for you. However, so far, so good. So far, how has it been for you? We have dealt with the clarity module last week and this week, right? Have you uncovered anything interesting, or have you had a light bulb moment, right, since you started this program? This is the third week. Maybe someone would say so far, and I think it was Vivian, right, that said in one of our touch points that the program has helped her to understand the need for her to execute, right? To do something about our dreams, to do something about our ideas. What has been your experience so far? Are you beginning to realize that, okay, it's not just about writing down my ideas, it's just about, having those dreams, but there is a lot that needs to go into ensuring that those things happen. So I would like to hear from you in the chat box. I'm not seeing any comments. I'm not going to start my session until I get your feedback, okay? Let me hear from you how your experience has been so far. What would you say has been your key takeaway from the program so far? I believe that at least one thing would have shifted in your mindset, would have shifted in your execution game, would have shifted in the way you either perceive yourself or you perceive your idea. So please put in the chat box. Let us hear from you. I'm not seeing any comment yet. Who is going to go first? Who is going to go first? What has shifted for you? What has been your experience so far in terms of how you intend to execute your goals? While I'm waiting to read some comments, I would just like to say again, I am Tosin Akinsolere. You can call me TA. Can leave out the coach and all the accolades for now. TA is fine. And I teach leaders, career professionals, and business owners how to jumpstart and kickstart their God-given ideas. I do this through transformation coaching, execution strategy consulting, and leadership training. And on this call today, I will be giving expression to one of my gifts, which is to teach on the power of knowing yourself. It's going to be a super amazing session. Expect to learn, expect to relearn, and expect to unlearn. Expect to have an interactive section. So what I really intend to do is that at the end of today, or I'll just dedicate some good time for us to interact. While I go through my slides, then I will have an interactive section, maybe around 30 to 40 minutes into this part of the masterclass. Okay, so Adiron Care says, and thank you very much. If I'm to give an award to the most engaging or engaged participants in this cohort, it has to be visionary Adiron Care, because she's just always outspoken, always giving opinions, and that in itself is it's an attribute that says, you know what, I am ready to go all out. It's also a leadership trait, right? And thank you, Visionary Aderonke, for doing this for us. And you have said you get to achieve whatever you put your mind to. Somehow you create the time. Yes, absolutely. You will create the time. And this speaks to your passion and your commitment. If it is something you're really passionate about, right, you will be committed to it, and somehow you will have a way around procrastination. I know procrastination is one of the biggest limitations that we face, but when you are passionate about it, an idea, a course, a task, or something that you want to get done, your commitment will flow in that direction as well. And I'm really happy that that's one of the key things that you've picked from this program so far. I would love to hear from you, Babatunde Makinde, Chinonso, Joy, Ilua Bukola, Temitope, Vivian, Chinedu. How has it been for you? What has been your key takeaway so far in the 3 weeks of the program? I know time management is a big challenge for every visionary, but because you understand that time is an asset and your vision is valuable enough for you to put in the time, somehow you create the time for it. And comments or please mute your mic. Can I please have 1 or 2 comments before we go on? Can you please mute your mic? Thank you. 1 or 2 more comments before we go on. Is Damope here? Okay, Damope is not here. So I would like to hear from you, Babatunde Makinde. What do you think? What has been your key takeaway so far? Bukola says writing down your goals is really powerful in keeping your goals at the top of mind. Your mind keeps telling you you ought to do something. Yes. Even the scripture says that you should write the vision, make it plain. There is a reason for that, right? So there's a neuroscience also behind you writing and envisioning and putting things as pictures or voice printing your goals. It's just like you said, it helps you to be in that state of mind or subconsciousness where you know that there's something you need to do. So it's not just about thinking it in your head, but putting it down on paper. And that's why some of the tools we provided for you is targeted at ensuring that you write down your goals, you journal, you plan, you itemize, right? That's really how to get your goals going. Thank you for sharing, Adebukola. One more comment from a visionary before we move on. So Vivian says the fact that I have to do it whether I want to or not, learning how to beat procrastination. Yes, Vivian, that is the spirit. So in my next masterclass, I'm going to take you through the different phases of execution. So usually at the beginning, you're super excited about that thing you want to do, your adrenaline is pumped up, you're like, let's do it. However, you will get to a phase in your execution journey where you realize that beyond the adrenaline, what would keep you going would have to be your commitment to the vision, your commitment to the vision, your passion. That's what will keep you going, because there would always be there were always things that would not want you. And I will just give you one of the that I have used in beating crime. For you to, it's your mind telling you not to do that thing. So one of the way you can trick your mind is to control it. To say, for instance, if for instance you're meant to prepare a PowerPoint slide lazy, or because you want to do something else, you are not getting around to do that thing. One of the things you can do is to challenge the thought. And in the quick check-in I did with you last week, one of the things I told is to reframe the problem, reframe the issue. So on top of that, reframing the issue now is for you to challenge the thoughts, right? So if your challenge is maybe you're feeling lazy, then one way you can challenge your thoughts would be, I am not a lazy person. I am a hardworking woman. So now you're attaching your identity to you being able to accomplish that task. So that trick alone will get you to beat procrastination in that instance, and then you can get to work. So you can challenge your thoughts. It's just your mind saying that you are tired. Yes, sometimes you're physically tired, but you can still challenge your mind to go further. So it's in your mind. It's not who you are. It's a mind game. So you can challenge your mind. You can challenge your thoughts to get yourself to take action in the direction that you desire. And Chinedu says it has been very insightful. Before now, I'd always thought that I am always satisfied with my pace, but now I know I can go faster and better. Yes, to achieve your goal. That's the spirit. You can go faster and better, and you can go smarter, right? In my next masterclass, I'm going to discuss some of the ways you can smartly execute your goal. You don't have to be the one going faster, better every time. You can leverage systems. When we go into our system model, which is going to start next week, you can leverage system to even see your vision come to bear, right? Okay, so great. Thank you so much, everyone. Please, you can keep the comments coming in, and I will quickly delve into some of the things you can expect from today's class. First is you can expect to learn how to recognize patterns of behavior in yourself and others. And what this will help you to do is to be a better leader. It will help you to be a better communicator and a better collaborator, right? So knowing yourself helps you to recognize patterns in you and in other people in order for you to be a better version of yourself and as a leader. Secondly, in today's masterclass, we're going to be discussing, you are going to realize the value in self-awareness, the benefits of being self-aware. Thirdly, I'll share with you key tools. I like tools, I like templates, that speaks to my personality as well, right? I'm going to be sharing with you, I think, about 3 or 4 tools that you can actually use to become self-aware. And we'll have an open conversation, like I said. Okay, so let's move on. So I want us to start first with a little, sorry. Yes, I want us, before we go into the game or quiz that I've prepared for this class, just to reiterate the importance in knowing yourself. Why does it matter? Why is this important? The reason is because many of us really do not begin to actualize our potential until we're in our 40s. And I think it's rather too late. Imagine how it would have been so great if you started living authentically from, for instance, when you were a teenager, or even before you became a teenager, you were aware of, some of your strengths, maybe through your association, your parents, and, maybe some tools that you got exposed to earlier on in your life. You had a clear understanding of some of those things, right? I know not many of us will have that privilege, right? However, statistics has it that a lot of people really do not begin to live intentionally or authentically until they are 14. And I don't want that to persist, right? So after today, I would love that you make a commitment to yourself to say, I'm going to live authentically. And living authentically means that you are living in congruence, in alignment with who you are, with who you have been created to be, right? So the more self-aware you are, the more confident you will become. That's one of the reasons why it's important for you to go on this journey of self-awareness. And it's a continuous journey. It never ends, right? The more you uncover yourself, just like an onion, you see an onion having different layers, you begin to unfold yourself. So if you don't start the journey, you won't be able to uncover the next layer of you and the next layer and the next layer. So it's important to understand this, go on the journey, and it will definitely help your becoming. And when you know yourself, you will start living intentionally and purposefully. So we talk about a lot about purpose. That's one of my best topics to also speak on, right? It's all, the journey starts with being self-aware. Knowing who you are will definitely help you to work in your purpose. And I like this quote by Shakespeare that says, "To thy own self be true." That's been you living authentically. So you understanding who you are, what are your beliefs, what are your strengths, what is your personality, why do I behave the way I behave? These are some of components, right, of self-awareness that is important for you to know. And I like the scripture that says, for I know the thoughts I have for you, thoughts of good and not of evil, to give you hope and a future. So yeah, I need you to settle it at the back of your mind that you have a future, you have a gift. Everyone has a gift actually, right? So you have a gift, and there is a lot of potential in you that needs to be uncovered. And when you don't, let's move on. So when you don't grow, you begin to die. When you don't grow, you begin to die, right? There is this scripture also that I really enjoy so much, that speaks to the process of you valuing your gift. So if you are that person that you are not paying so much emphasis on executing your God-given ideas, it then means that you have low self-esteem, or you have low self-discipline. That's what it means, right? Because it says, I tell you that to everyone who has, because he values his gifts from God and uses them wisely, more will be given. I'm sure many of us know the story of the 10 talents, right? More will be given to you when you begin to use your gifts. It is in the place of service, for instance, that I understood, or I came to the awareness of my of some of my gifts, of my passion for teaching, my passion for empowering others. It was in the place of service, right? And then I began the journey of now accepting this passion, accepting this gift, accepting who I am, understanding and honing my skills. I started that journey, and then season after season, season after season, I became better and better. So it's really, really important, right, that you value your gift. There is something. And for those of you that must have read the first 2 chapters of Beyond Boundaries, was something I really focused on, to say that you are valuable. There is a gift in you. When you don't use it, you are dying. It's either there is no neutral state. You are either growing or dying. There is no neutral state. So when you begin to use your gift, you begin to use your strength, you begin to use your talent, you begin to use your passion, that's when you begin to grow. That's when you begin to sharpen it. That's when you begin to know what you need to let go of, what you are not strong in, what you're strong in, right? So you uncover your superpowers. And when you don't, but from the one who does not, what happens? Because it disregards his gifts, it means that you don't place premium. You're not placing premium or placing value on yourself. You're not placing premium on your gifts, right? What would happen? What you have will be taken away. There is no neutral ground. I want you to put in the chat box, there is no neutral ground. I am either growing or dying. That's the truth. You are either growing at that point where you're not using your talent, your gifts, your callings, all of that. You are nosediving. You are nosediving, right? So, and I'm sure we are familiar with so many examples. If you're going to move on now, we're familiar with so many examples of people who are using their gifts to impact the world, and they are contributing at a very, 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 very high level. I don't know how far you want to go with your gift, but I want to go global with my gift. I want to reach the pinnacle of my potential. And I'm sure for you to be here today, it shows that you're that kind of person as well. You want to sharpen your gift, you want to develop your gift and contribute at the highest level possible. It's not, you're not valuing your gift when you just want to be small, when you just want to be mediocre. You're actually denying us of the preciousness of your gifts when you just want to be small and mediocre. You see what I'm saying, right? If for instance, many of the people in this picture, we know who they are because of the level of contribution that they are making in their world. Indra Nooyi, for instance, is someone that I respect so much. She's a former CEO of PepsiCo. We know Mark Zuckerberg. We know the former First Lady. We know Warren Buffett. We know Mercy Lionel. We know all of those people because they are expressing their gifts in one of its finest versions. And guess what? If you interview any of those people, they will tell you that they're still on a journey. And yet they're impacting millions of people everywhere in the world, right? So what I'm saying is everyone has a gift. You have a unique gift in you. And the earlier you start to make room for this gift will make room for you. So it's your responsibility. I want to put this in the chat, but it's my responsibility to make room for my gifts. You need to make room for your gift. It's your responsibility. I know some have 1, some have 2, some have 5, some have 10, but everybody has one. Have you started deploying this gift, go on a journey, and I'm going to explain the journey to us shortly. And just before I do that, I also want to emphasize with this, in the next slide, with this short game for us to see the importance of recognizing our gifts and how it brings a lot of value to us, helps us draw patterns, and helps us, impact our world as well. So if you look at this slide, for instance, I want you all to take a close look at it. And I'm going to set a timer for 30 seconds. I want you to identify in a sequential order. I want you to identify in a sequential order the numbers you can see. So what do I mean? When you see number 1 in this slide, write number 1 in the chat box. 1, comma. Don't send it yet. Write 1, comma. If you see 2, 2, comma. If you see 3, comma. If you see 4, in sequence like that, starting from 1. I want you to look at the slide and identify the numbers in sequence and write it in your chat box. And once I say time up, you press enter and send it as a chat. Is it clear? Is it clear? If it's not clear, please put in the chat box. If you need me to repeat the instructions. So the instruction. Okay. Now, the instruction is this. Looking at this slide, I want you to identify the numbers in sequence, starting with 1. 1, you write 1. If you can see 1, write 1. If you can identify number 2, write number 2, put comma. If you can identify number 3, write number 3, put comma. Number 4, number 5, on and on and on. So we are going to start, everybody, we're going to start this exercise when I say start. So you start writing the numbers you can see. And when I say stop, you press enter and send it in. Is it clear now? I want you to identify the numbers in sequence. When you see it, type it. If you see number 2, write number 2. If you see number 3, write number 3, 4, 5. Just keep typing that way. And when I say stop, you send it in. Are we ready? Let me see in the chat box if you're ready. I am ready. Let me know if you're ready. Who is ready? I want us all to participate in this short game. It's very interesting and eye-opening. Ready, ready, ready. Are you ready? Yes. So let me quickly put on my stopwatch for 30 seconds. Where are you, clock? Yes. So don't start identifying the numbers yet. When I say start, you start. 1, 2, 3, start. Identify the numbers in sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can you see 7? Can you see 8? Put it there. And when I say stop, you just press enter and send it in as a chart. 23 seconds, 24 seconds, 25 seconds, 26, 27, 28, 29, and stop. Wow. Wow. Interesting. You were meant to start with number 1. Chinonso. Okay, it's fine. Who identified up to 5? Okay, I can see majority of us did. Majority of us identified up to 5. Who was able to identify up to 10? So we have Elisios, we have Bukola, we have Chineye, we have Vivian. Aha, so those are the 4 people who were able to identify up to 10. Who was able to identify up to 20? We have Elisios, and that's it. That's it. That's it. So Elisios identified up to, let me see, 24. Awesome. Now, next slide. Looking at this, I'm going to explain. Next slide. Now, I have drawn 2 lines across. Next slide. I've drawn 2 lines across the sheet now. And there is a pattern to this. What the pattern is that on the left-hand side, that's where you will find number 1. On the top right-hand side, you will find number 2. On the bottom left-hand side, you find on the bottom right-hand side, you find number 3. On the bottom left-hand side, you find number 4. That's the pattern to this game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that's the pattern. So now I'm going to reset my clock, and now I want us to start again. Understanding this pattern now, I want you to identify the numbers again. By the count of 3, we will start. 1, 2, 3, start. Twenty seconds gone. 27, 28, 29, and 30. Stop. Wow, wow, fantastic. Awesome. Now, with the recognition of this pattern, Elysius moved from 24 to 30. Olayemi moved from, okay, I didn't see her initial, okay, from 5 up to 11, over 100% increase or growth. Hey, Chinedu moved from 10 initially to 17, 70% growth. Chineye moved from, Chineye, what did you move from? Chineye moved from 19 to, Chineye, what happened? 18. Chineye grew. Oluwabukola moved from, let me see, Oluwabukola moved from 14. No, I'm saying 14 now. What was your initial count? From 14 to 14. Okay, interesting. But we can see something. Now, let me show you the pattern. If you go to the next slide, you see the pattern that I just explained. Just go through the next. You see number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. So just identifying and understanding the pattern of this game, quote and unquote. You see, this is the same thing with us as human beings. This game is to help us understand the fact that once you come to a place of self-awareness about your gifts, about your strengths, about your passion, about your dislikes, about your likes, the kind of people you are attracted to naturally, you will see improvements in the way you execute your vision, in your communication with other people, in your leadership skills, the way you carry yourself, in your confidence level. Everything will change. Just because you are now at a place of understanding of self-awareness. That's the lesson we can pick from this game. That's the lesson from it. So when we say do a personality test, when we say go on a journey, pray to God, start journaling, it's because there is so much benefit, so much value in understanding yourself. You are your first asset. I want you to put it there in the chat box. I am my first asset. Before you start bringing other people on your journey to aligning with your vision, it starts with you. You understanding yourself, understanding your journey, understanding your strengths. And I mean, understanding areas for you to explore. And that's what the next slide says. That's where it starts from. And that's what we call self-leadership. So what are these areas that we need to explore? Yes, you are your first asset. If you decide throughout 2025, I'm dedicating this year to understanding myself better, you would have done yourself a great value of that is worth 10 years down the line. It's not about running helter-skelter. It's not about, no, it starts with you first understanding your value, understand your identity. And I like this picture because it's so graphical. So many times we don't see ourselves, we see other people. The only time we get to see ourselves is when we look into a mirror or we do some reflection. So turn the mirror to yourself and say, who are you Tosin Akinsulere? Who are you, Chinedu? Who are you, Adironke? Who are you, Elysius? You are telling yourself, what is my identity? Who does my creator say I am? That's the first place where you need to understand yourself. It starts with your identity. Then you work backwards. You work backwards. If you tie, for instance, that goal you're trying to achieve to your identity, it's way faster. That's why I always say that the goal is not the goal. That you want to launch a coaching program, that's not the goal. That you want to put structure to your business, that's not the goal. If you tie it to who you are going to become, you will be able, it will fuel your passion and commitment towards it. If you begin to see yourself that I am a structured person, I put structure to things, all all the plans or the objectives for my business this year, they are well structured and they are being executed by the right set of people. You will realize that you'll connect more with that goal faster than when you say, I want to put structure. Align your goal to your identity. And you can come from the place of, if you're a child of God, now identifying who your creator, what your creator says about that thing you're trying to achieve. And you say it to yourself and you see yourself in it. It helps you to even achieve your goal better. And I'm going to be sharing some of my personal stories too. When I started uncovering, for instance, my passion for empowering people, and I came to that place of alignment with it, one of the sentences that helped me to agree with it, because I struggled with even coming to alignment with, okay, I would rather, I'm a natural introvert, actually, naturally, but I've learned, I've upskilled myself to be able to bring out my extroverted part as well, right? So one of the sentences I began to tell myself is, I get to do this thing. I get to be the one teaching right now. I get to be the one, So I removed the responsibility from myself and I put it on my creator, on the person who has given me this gift, who has given me this talent, who has given me this passion, right? And I say that I get to be the one to do this. I get to. That helped me a lot. Understand your passion and desires. Your passion and desire will follow you all through your life. No matter how old you are, you will just realize that you're always attracted to this thing. You always find yourself speaking to people. You always find yourself helping businesses grow. You just always find yourself doing these things again and again and again. It's a pointer to your passion and desire, and it never leaves. It just keeps it just keeps what's the word now? It just keeps following you. It's like your follow come. It keeps following you. So understand what you hate. What you hate could be an indication to your purpose, to what you're meant to be doing. Understand your passion. What are you passionate about? What burdens you? For instance, I know someone who, whenever there is disorganization, especially on the road, maybe people are not driving well, it just tears up a level of hunger in him, and he's like, I'm meant to do something about this. That's a pointer to your passion. What do you love? Right? What do you love to change about your nation, about the world, about your community? If you are given 5 minutes to speak on Channels TV, you are given 5 minutes to talk on CNN, what will you talk about? Think about it. I'm asking these questions because it's going to point you to your passion. You're given 5 minutes to talk on CNN. What will you talk about? That's your passion. Understand your gifts, understand your talents, understand your strengths and skills. And I would also give a correlation between your gifts and your strengths later, or what we call superpower. What do you excel in naturally? That's your gifts. What energizes you? What energizes you? Are you a morning person, afternoon person? What gives you energy? For instance, I one of the things that I've also discovered about myself is when I'm in church, for instance, or in a gathering where powerful words have been spoken, I am inspired. I'm strengthened. My execution acumen just goes up like that. Yes, that's what I'm meant to be doing. Sometimes I might be listening to something, but just being, so I intentionally create that kind of atmosphere for myself. That's why you will see me in church. That's where you will see me attend events, because I know in that kind of atmosphere, I get ideas. I am inspired to do more. I am motivated to do more. And that's why I create events for myself as well, because I know in the process of also deploying my teaching gifts, I get better. I get better. So you don't wait for someone to give you a platform. Create one for yourself. In alignment with your passion anyway, in alignment with your gifts, not because you want to, not because of any ulterior motive. You see what I'm saying? What are your gifts? What are your talents? What are your strengths? What are your skills? Begin to use them. What is your personality? One of the growth tools for this week is for you to do a personality test, right? I want to believe we have done that. It will help you to understand whether you're an introverted person or you're an extroverted person. I love my space. I love my space. However, I've also come to realize as a leader, you have to be out there. But naturally, where do I get energized? Is it when I am thinking, when I am idealizing, when I am with myself meditating? Is that where my energy comes from? Understand what fuels your energy. What is your energy pattern? For the often time, I've struggled with doing things, getting things done in the morning, but because of the way the world system is, you just have to be a morning person. But naturally, I know I am not an early morning person. You understand what I'm saying? So you understand your own pattern as well, your character and your personal values. What do you stand for? What triggers you? Are you a person of faith, for instance? Do you love integrity? Do you love courage? Do you love excellence? Those are my personal values. Understand what you stand for. And if there is a personal value that you admire, you can also begin to build yourself to become that, to adopt that kind of personal value. Now, gender has become a thing of debate. I hope we are all clear about our gender. You need to also understand your gender. However, your physiology should determine your gender. Okay, so these are different areas that we can explore in order for us to become more self-aware of knowing ourselves. It is really important. It is really, really important. So I want to quickly explain what our talent is. So, like I said, what you are naturally gifted in is your talent. And that's the next slide. So what you are naturally gifted in, what you excel in naturally, it's your talent. And I also want to shed some light on some talents that may not be popular. You know, popular talents like being artistic, being being a good singer, great public speaker. Some of these things are very obvious. However, there are some talents in the workplace. There are some other talents that especially you can use in the workplace that may not be so obvious to you. For instance, effortlessly and instinctively starting conversations. It's a talent. Visionary Aderonke, for instance, she has a talent. If I'm to guess, she has the I in the DISC personality template. She naturally influences, okay? And she does it effortlessly. It's natural to her. She's always smiling. She loves people. She loves to learn, right? So this is, for instance, this is a personality that you can use or you can leverage on for your passion, for your purpose, for your vision. Because this is something you're natural. So I'm not if you're going to be for human capacity space, because you are naturally gifted in that. Instinctively starting conversations. That's something that you can own, you can develop, and you can deploy to contribute to your work. Thinking in an orderly or timely manner, it's a talent. Easily and naturally influencing others is a talent. Seeing patterns in ideas, and that would help you to, for instance, if you have interest in data analysis, that's something you should pursue because it's natural to you to see patterns in data. You see what I'm saying, right? Consistently having a positive outlook of life, man, it's a big talent because there's some people that are naturally critical. And even being naturally critical is also a gift. It is a gift because we need people like that in consulting. We need people like that, right? That will be able to point out, you did not dot your I's, you did not cross your T's. We need such people. It speaks to your personality and it could also be a gift. It could also be a gift. Okay, so for some people, they thrive well under pressure. If there is no pressure, that's pressure about what? That is when some people thrive. When there is pressure, that's when some people thrive. It is a gift. So understand your gifts and begin to deploy it. Some people naturally make people laugh. That's also a gift you need to come to that acceptance and recognition of and begin to use. So this is to say that no matter how unpopular your gifts and talents are, it's something you can leverage for your vision. Actually, you have been shaped deliberately for your purpose. You have been shaped deliberately that way because of the contribution you have to make in your world. That's the reason for it. So your talent, your gift is there to serve the world, right? So when you now invest in your talent, that is your natural way of thinking or your natural wiring. When you now begin to make deliberate attempts to developing your talent, then it becomes a strength. So that's the correlation or the link between a talent and a strength, or a gift and a strength. So if you go to the next slide, you will see there an equation that says talent multiplied by investment equals strength. Then you need to go on a journey. And if you go to the next slide, you will see the journey that you're meant to go on. You're meant to go on a journey of discovery, that's self-awareness, a journey of you now deploying your talent. You deploying your talent through intentional use. And that was what I spoke to say that if you have uncovered what your talents are, then you begin to go through a journey of intentionally using it. When you don't use it, what did I say would happen? There is no neutral ground, right? You die. So you either use your talent to grow, or if you don't use it and you're neutral with it, death begins to happen. And I believe that everybody here has at least understood or come to the recognition of their talent, and they have begun to intentionally use it. So you deploy your talent, you deploy through intentional use, you develop your talent through training, through exposure, through education, and that's what will lead to your dominance. So you get to that state of mastery, that state of dominance, when you have continually trained, when you have continually exposed your talent to regular use. So discover, that's the journey you're going on, deploying, developing, and dominating. Can you tell me where you are on this journey with your superpower, which is your strength? Where are you on the journey? Are you on the journey of discovery? Are you on the journey of deploying your talent? You're on the journey of developing your talent, or you've started dominating? Let us know in the chat box. You need to identify where you are. And the truth is, you will always go round and round the same cycle if you are an intentional person. If you are someone that is living intentionally, you will realize that you will get to a point where you can plateau. When you plateau, what do? You will disrupt yourself again and start the journey with another discovery. You see what I am saying? So you can apply this to your strengths, you can apply this to your skills, you can apply this to your gifts. So you need to go on that journey of discovery. Okay, I'm not seeing any comments. Go on the journey of discovering, deploying, developing, and dominating. Yes, discovery. Olabukola says she's at the discovery phase. Who is at the deployment phase? Who has started intentionally using their gifts, developing their gifts, or dominating in their gifts? Discovery. Can I have 2 more comments so that we move quickly? Make sure you discovery. Awesome. And it's a great stage to be in. It's at that when you become very restless, that means that your natural wiring is saying there is need for more. There is need for you to do more. Sometimes God will place a burden on your heart just for you to discover the more that He wants you to go into. You see what I'm saying? So everything that you need to dominate has been given to me. I mean it absolutely. Absolutely. Everything that you need. So the only person that can stop you is you. Everything you need to dominate with your strength has been given to you, because it is follow-come. It is there. It is there. It is there. And there's a question that says, how long can we stay or remain in a phase? It depends on you. It depends on how much development or how well you deploy your gift, how well you develop it. The only time you will know you have started dominating is when you become a point of reference in your industry. You become a giant in your industry. That's when you know that, okay, if it's a skill, for instance, when you know that you've mastered the skill, if they wake you up in your dream to come and moderate a session, you can do it. You know you've gotten to the stage of mastery. And that's where everybody should get to. With your skills, with your gifts, with your talent, you need to get to the place of dominion, that place of mastery. That's where you need to get to. That's where you need to get to. So the journey, the length of the journey is dependent on you. It's dependent on you. And that will lead me to my next that you can begin to look at that would help you to go on this journey of discovery, deployment, development, and dominion. What are some of the tools? And the first two I would like to talk about is prayers. Prayer, self-reflection, and journaling. You know what? I can't even overemphasize this. I cannot overemphasize it. You need, because your creator put something in you, quite all right. The only way to uncover that thing is when you go back to ask him, and that's what prayer is. Just asking questions from your creator to say, what is it that is in me that you have, yeah, what is that gift that in me that would contribute to the world? What is it? You go on that journey. Remember that picture that I showed you where you are removing your face and you are seeing yourself? That's what self-reflection does. It helps you to uncover the germs that is called you. That's what it does. It helps you to uncover yourself. Yes, that's the picture. When you self-reflect, you're asking you, and you're not just self-reflecting and then you doze off. No, the process of self-reflection requires the process of asking yourself insightful questions. So Q1 is coming to an end. I have done January, I've done February, I've done March. What happened in Q1? What were my high points in Q1? What did I do well in Q1? So what did it work well? Why didn't it work well? What should I do better? I self-reflect a lot. And when you now self-reflect, you don't just self-reflect and put it in the open here. You need a journal. You need a journal. You write. You continue to write your discoveries. What did I discover about myself? What did I do well? What do I think I need to do differently? What are my dreams? What are my visions? What are my aspirations? Who do I connect with? What kind of people do I naturally gravitate towards? It's a pointer to what you're meant to be doing or who you can become. What new strengths did I discover about myself? You write it. See, you need to write. I don't even have any other shortcuts. This is a hack. I'm giving you a life hack that will help you to harness the power in the gift that you are. You need to write. You write. Sometimes if you see my voice notes, oh my God, I'm sure I have over 300 voice notes already. Sometimes I just talk to myself. Oluwatosin, there's a voice note I have that way. I just psych myself in that voice note. So when I am down, I go back to that voice note and I tell myself who I am. I remind myself of who I am, who God has created me to be. I have voice notes for different things. I have journals for different things. My biggest app on my phone is my notes. I use it mostly. So you need to journal and have a life journal. As well, where you are just pouring your heart, remind of that I at the back of my wardrobe. When we moved from our former house to where we are currently, I brought it with me and I still pasted it. And when I looked at it, I'm living that life. I am living it. You have to write. Just write the picture. You might not be that person, and that's where the selfless profile comes in. Write fearlessly, sorry. Write fearlessly. Who do you see? Who do you see? You want to become more organized? Do you see your company hiring hundreds of staff? Write it down. Don't see yourself just manage strategic, have competent people down. Write it down. How do you see yourself in your next birthday, in your next 5 years birthday? I like to project 5 years, right? I already have a picture. That picture, write it out. This is who I'm going to be at 45. This is who I'm going to be at 50. This is who I'm going to be at 55. This is who I'm going to be at 60, at 65. Write it out. Don't be afraid. Write it out. You will burst it. You will. I'm not kidding you. You will burst. I'm sure many of us have experiences like that. This is one of the tools. These are tools that you need to intentionally begin to use in order to vision. And tool that I'm going to be talking about, the next tool, this is one of the tools that will help you. And it basically speaks to what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, what are your opportunities. Especially if you are in a career path, you need to do a SWOT analysis for your organization where you currently are. So for your organization, you're asking that as an individual, what are my strengths? As an individual, what do I bring to the table? What are the weaknesses? What are the areas that I struggle with? What are the opportunities available for me in this organization? Where do I see myself in the next 3 years, in the next 4 years, in the next 10 years, right? What are some of the threats based on the external factors? What are some of the changes that could happen? If, for instance, today I'm laid off, what will I do? Have you thought of that? If, for instance, you are laid off, if you're a career person, if you are laid off today, what are you going to do? When you ask yourself that question, you begin to live purposefully. Everybody should fulfill their purpose, and that's how we can make the world a better place. So ask yourself, what are my personal values? How does this value relate to work, right? What are my key strengths? What skills do you want to deploy? What are my interests? Write, journal. Have a life journal where you're just writing. That's how you become more self-aware. And the truth is, if you are growing, when you go back to your journal, you will begin to connect the dots. Remember the pattern game we did? It helps you to connect the two, quickly move down along your life's journey, because you are growing. You will outgrow some things. You will have new visions. You will have new ideas. You will have new assignments. Okay, so SWOT analysis is another. And then there's this Johari window. It's a technique designed to help people better understand the relationship between themselves and others. Remember, I told you that self-awareness will also help you to be a better leader, help you to be a better communicator and a better collaborator. This is one of the tools that can help you. And for me, I went on a journey of understanding. For instance, this is my gift of execution. This is just one of my gifts. And it was through feedback from one of my bosses that I understood, that I got to understand this strength of execution. Because as a brand manager, after we've developed all the strategies, I'm still on Johari window. After I've developed all the strategies, and we do that collaboratively across all the organization, and then we have a brand plan that we work with for the year. And among all the brand managers, I would be the one at the end of the year to have executed more than sometimes 80%, 90% of the brand plan. And my boss just sat in and said, "You are a very good executor." I didn't know. I just thought I was doing things I was supposed to do. And it was because I was practicing some of the things I'm going to class, some of the things that I was doing. I didn't even know that I was doing them. I was naturally gifted for it. So you have your own natural giftings as well. And the Johari window, for instance, has 4 quadrants. You do more research on this later. Your open self, right? That's the self that is known to you and is known to others, right? For instance, you know that you are a very good communicator. I can say that, for instance, for yourself, you're a very good communicator. You know it, hone it. What can you do with this gift? How can I use this in my leadership journey as I'm leading my organization? How can I use this communication? Communication is one of the greatest strengths or skills that helps you to grow in your career, because people hear you. If you now had education, come on, you are a bomb. You are a bomb, right? So what am I saying? There is a self to you, according to Johari window, you know, that is known to us. The Johari window, that's what we're on. And in that Johari window, it talks about information that you know about, that's information about you that is not known to you, but known to others. So how do you uncover this kind of information? This is through feedback. So there are some things that other people will know about, and that's why I keep saying, check in with your accountability partner, check in with your coaching squad. You can't know it all. Based on the goals that you've written out, your coaching squad lead will be able to give you 1 or 2 feedback. Check in with your accountability partner. Check in with your friends and family members. At the end of the year or every quarter, I don't know how often you want to, you must collect feedback. You must. If not for the feedback that my boss gave me, I probably would not even know I had that, as in, or maybe it would take me a long time before I cover that, because it was the blind spot, right? So there's a part, only way to get to know it is when you ask questions, when you ask for feedback. Then there is a hidden self. Hidden self talks about information about you that you know, but others do not know. You know about it, others do not know. The question is, do you want others to know? Is it something that others should know? Is it something they can place premium on? Then they need to know. You need to move it to open self, yes, and make others know. And that's one of the ways you can leverage social media. This is something I know about myself. If not that I began to create the curriculum around execution, you will not know I have that strength. You see what I'm saying? So whatever strength it is that you have uncovered that people might not know, and it's sellable, people can put premium on, people can buy, then you need to begin to make people become aware of it. And that could be one of the contributions I'm going to make in the world. Lastly is the unknown self. Now there is a part that is not known to you and is not known to others. And this is where spirituality comes in. That is where you have to go back to your creator to reveal you to you. Because even you don't know you enough. You see what I'm saying? So this is a very big tool that you can also use. And I have in the next slide a workshop slide that we can use. What I did here was to pick an example of someone who had identity crisis in the scriptures, and that's Eve, right? If you look at the story of Eve, let's just analyze it. For instance, assuming we had enough time, fine. Far spent. If we had enough time, we would have but take a look at this and workshop it on for yourself, right? So I just did an analysis using Eve as an example here. What are the things she knew about herself? She knew she was female. She knew her husband loved her. She knew she was in a beautiful garden. What are some of the things that she was blind to? She did not know she had authority over Satan, and she had the power of choice. She could say no. When the devil came to deceive her, said no. But she didn't know no at that time. Okay. Hidden self, she loved to explore. She was explorative nature that led her to start observing the fruits, etc. And then unknown self, she didn't know. Perhaps she knew maybe she wouldn't have been into the devil. Perhaps she knew her identity in Christ as well. Maybe she would have been into the devil. But this example, right, that many Christians can relate with. For yourself, go ahead and do this for yourself. What are the things I know about myself? What are the things that I'm blind to? What are the things that are hidden? What are the things that are unknown to me? So I'm going to quickly run now. Now, another tool you can use is personality test. There are quite a number of personality tests, but I could recommend the one by John Maxwell, which is the Maxwell DISC method, right? There's another one by Myers-Briggs. Then there is a team that has been widely researched to come up with different dominants for people, right? So naturally, some people are going, some people are reserved, some people are task-oriented, some people are people-oriented, right? So you just identifying where you fall will give you a lot of insight. And if if you are interested in having a deep analysis, with the Maxwell method, you will get like a 30-page document about you. It will analyze for you. And if you subscribe to one with me, for instance, I will take you through a one-on-one session where we go through the document and how you can use it to enhance your leadership capabilities. I also do this for organizations as well. This is one of the tools that helps with team communication, collaboration amongst team members, and also leadership training for individuals, right? This is one of the tools that comes highly recommended. And the next one is the Myers-Briggs personality types as well. And this one is also very comprehensive. It has categorized personalities in the INJ, IESNTF, JP prototype, right? And when you go through that test, you will identify where you are. I can share later with you a link to a free version of this, right? So this is also another personality test that you should consider. This is the last tool that I'm going to be sharing with you. And I wanted us to have some discussions around, you know, knowing yourself. And just before I delve into that, I would like to highlight some limitations. Have a longer session on it next week during the execution masterclass. However, you need to understand, if I'm to summarize, gifted. You are gifted in something. Go on the journey. Go on the 4 journeys. Who can tell me what the 4 journeys are? Let's put in the chat box what the 4 journeys are. What are the 4 journeys you should go on with your strengths, your gifts, or your talents? What are the 4 journeys you should go on? Journey of discovery, yes. Number 2, discovery. What are the 4 journeys you should go on?
Deployment, develop, and dominate.
And dominate. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. So that was another story. And number 3 is there for you to leverage on tools. Leverage on tools that can help you to develop, to discover yourself, to develop yourself. And one of the models, for instance, that has been well researched that really helps people to grow is the 3E model. And I'm going to end on that note. 3E. So for instance, you have discovered a skill, a talent, a strength that you want to sharpen or you want to develop, right? You can use the 3E model. The first is speaks to experience. If you dedicate 70% of your time to a project through something you are doing for yourself, you would realize that you will be able to grow quickly. 70%, 30%, 20%, dedicate 20% to exposure, coaching program like this, mentorship, exchange program, leaving your environment and traveling, all of that, you know, exposing yourself to a conference, events, etc. 20% of your time should be dedicated to that, and 10% of your time to education. You can see that it's the other way around. Most times we dedicate all our energy to getting educated without appropriately looking for projects we can tie it onto. And that's why this program, for instance, started with you identifying what your domino goals are, or your domino goal that you want to execute. It's an hands-on experience, right? So you can already get your hands dirty, find what the goal, or okay, and then through this masterclasses, the check-ins, the audit reviews, you are exposing yourself to developing that gift, and then education, trainings, courses, all of that. Only 10%, right? Exposure to education really helps you to grow. So I'm going to end on this note, and I'm going to leave the floor open for us to ask questions. Can you confirm you can hear me?
Okay,
No, we couldn't hear you. We couldn't hear you briefly. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm back now. So that would bring me to the end of this masterclass. I hope it's been worth your while, and I'm open to having an open conversation with everyone. Let us discuss what our key takeaways are, or some of the challenges we might be facing in terms of either discovering, developing, deploying, developing, or dominating with the knowledge of ourselves that we are familiar with. Thank you. So I'm going to take the later part of the slides later, but I want us to discuss. Do we have questions or comments or any topic around this that you want us to talk about? Questions? Chiney, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here, TA.
Okay, over to you.
Okay, so we have a hand of Adironke. Please shoot.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Thanks so much, TA. I kept writing and writing and writing. Thank you so much. I mean, that exercise, like you said, it was eye-opening, because when you're able to create a pattern, it helps you to quickly connect the dots. Thank you so much. That was a good one for me. And then the discover, deploy, develop, dominate. It's a loop that we need to keep going through over and over again. Thank you very much. So I missed the 3 E's you talked about. You said something about the 3 E model. I think I heard exchange. I think I heard educate. Please, could you take that again? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Is that your question?
Yes, that's my question. The 3E model.
Can me, please? Okay, the 3 E's. Yes, thank you. So the 3E model is a model for learning and accelerating your growth. So if you want to learn any new skill, or you want to execute something, for instance, you can apply this 3E model. So the first E speaks to experience. You just need to apply 70% of your time, of your activities, your initiatives, to gaining experience in that thing. So for instance, you want to learn to be a strategic thinker. What you can do is look for a project that would require strategic thinking within your organization, and go on that project to say that for this problem that we're currently having, I want to use strategic thinking to solve the problem. Dedicate 70% of your resources, your time, your efforts, etc., into gaining an hands-on experience in that thing you want to learn. The second E speaks to exposure. Dedicate 20% of your time getting coached, getting mentored, going for events, exposing yourself, shadowing another colleague, for instance, that is very good in that. Dedicate 20% of your time to that strategic thinking, and 10% of your time to getting educated on strategic thinking. So that model actually exposed the fact that for you to grow on any skill, grow anything, right? The good chunk of the work would come from your experience. If you don't do, it's the doing that helps you to grow faster. If you don't have something to apply that thing on, you will struggle, or you will delay the process of learning that skill. I'm going, for instance, I want to learn to be a great coach. Look for an experience. Volunteer for Growcircle Academy and be a coach within Growcircle Academy. Dedicate 70% of your efforts to just coaching and doing free coaching for people. 70% of your time. 20% of your time would be for you to shadow another coach. Check how this person does hers. How this person, just shadow another person. Learn through observation from another person. Then sign up for a coaching course or a coaching training, just 10%, but most of your efforts should be directed at hands-on practical experiences that will help you to learn that skill. That's really the summary of the 3E model. It works a lot. It works. For instance, if I'm going to share my story with you, this coaching practice, for instance, I applied it as well. Every year, I go on a journey of learning one hard skill, one technical skill, and one soft skill. So my soft skill since last year has been coaching to my field. And I plan at the beginning of the year that I'm going to dedicate, this is what I'm going to do. This project is what I'm going to embark on to help me to sharpen that skill. For instance, I'm currently on an omni-channel strategy project at work, just because I want to deepen my skill. I want to gain mastery in omni-channel strategy. So I decided that I am going to apply omni-channel to a particular campaign. And since the beginning of the year, that's been my focus. The problem is a problem for the organization. So I'm going to solve that organization's problem and also hone my skill in the process. You see what I'm saying? I have a course that I've signed up on. I've connected to someone in Spain, for instance, that spent 1 hour with me every month to share with me how he has done his own omni-channel strategy. That's my exposure part. And then I've signed up for a course also to help me. That's the technical skill I'm going on. The coaching skill, of course, you are aware of some of the things I'm doing. So if you apply that 3E model to a skill you want to learn, to a growth area that you want to sharpen, it helps you to focus more on the practicality of developing that skill. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, thank you. Very, very insightful. Very, very. Thanks so much. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, over to you, Chine.
Yes, so let's get more questions coming in. You could use the raise hand option, or you could type in your question on the chat.
Welcome. Okay, are there other questions, comments, contributions?
Comments, contributions, your takeaways you can share. And questions. Okay. Okay, I can see a comment on the chat. That's from, okay, let's see. From Chinedu. Chinedu says experience is key. See, are you still on?
Yes, can you hear me?
Okay, okay, I can hear you now.
You can hear me, yes.
Yes.
So, yeah, the question on the chat box, right? Is spiritual gifts one of the gifts? Yes, yes. Let's not spiritualize it. We call it spiritual gifts. It's a gift you can, it's for you. That's what I'm trying to say. Your spiritual gifts is part of the gifts that we are talking about. It's you. So the point I'm trying to make is that it is you. It is a gift that has been given to you by your creator to contribute to your world, to contribute to the body, right? So, however, there are some specific spiritual gifts, the teaching, the prophetic, the evangelism, etc., right? Apostle and other gifts. In order for you to break it down, right? If, for instance, you are someone that has the gift of teaching, you can use that gift within the 4 walls of the church and even outside the church. But for someone that has a call, you know, that's primarily, that's where your assignment is, right? For the body. However, it can be used outside of the body in your sphere of influence, in your area of calling, in the people that you have been called to impact. You see what I'm saying? So I don't want you to box yourself up to say that yes, this is a spiritual gift I have and it can only be used within the four walls. In fact, it is even more beneficial outside the church. So that when you shine your light, right, you then bring more people into the church. You see what I'm saying? So yes, so your spiritual gift is one of it, is a gift I'm referring to. And then there are some other gifts that are also, everything is spiritual. I don't want you to box it to say that this one is spiritual, this one is spiritual. Your gift is your gift. Maybe you should remove spiritual or natural. Your gift is your gift. Right. So even you being able to joke easily. Yes, spiritual gifts, impacts you can use to contribute to your sphere of influence. So you have been deliberately giving that gift because there is value in it in order to help you fulfill the reason why you're here on earth. You see what I'm saying, right? So yes, it is part of what we're talking about. Your gift is your gift, spiritual, natural, artificial, it is your gifts. For core spiritual gifts, yes, it's used within the confines of the church and more importantly, outside the church to shine your light for the purpose of the kingdom. So that's the summary to respond to your question.
All right, thank you, TA. Vivian, I hope your question was answered. So do we have other questions, comments, feedbacks?
Okay.
Other questions? Babatunde, Lua Bukola, Joy. All right, so I'll take it that there are no other questions. So TA, do you want to wrap up? Hi, TA.
Okay, so let's quickly wrap up. I want us to wrap up. I hope this session has been insightful. I hope it's been useful for you. If you have any other questions, please feel free to send it in. You can send it to the community. I would respond there, but please, I would also love to hear your feedback. Put it there in the community as well. Yes, thank you to you. So I want us to take our champions declaration and a few things about what we should expect for this week. We are done with our module on clarity. We've taken you through different aspects of clarity. Please ensure you submit your tools to your coaching squad leads. They are there for you. Ensure you journal, ensure you get you leverage on your experience, so to speak. Okay, so let's quickly take our declaration, the champions declaration. That's the next slide. Yes, we should wrap up in the next 5 minutes or less. Champions declaration. Please, someone should send it to the group again. I recalled taking a picture and sending it to us last week. If you still have access to it, please resend to the group again so that we can all take our declaration together. Do we have it now? Fast. Time is ticking. Please, next slide. Next slide, please. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Please, are you able to share the declaration again? I sent it after our last masterclass. That was 2 weeks ago. If you have the picture, please send it to the group again. Is Dio here? Okay. I've seen it now. So I'm going to forward to the group again so we can quickly take our declaration and then. Okay. So, but before we take declaration, our next module is going to be on systemizing. This is where structure comes in, right? And expect to your growth tool by Sunday evening or midnight. Before midnight on Sunday, you would have your growth tool for week 4. Please, if you need any support beyond what we are provided, in terms of maybe you're still trying to catch up on some things, you need more clarity, you have questions, please reach out to the admins. Dio is there, Abigail is there, please reach out. Your coaches squad leads are there. Coach Dara is on this call, for instance. We have Coach Ihoma, we have Coach Fumito. Please reach out to them. You have all the support system that you need to execute thing. So please leverage on all of these resources. And if you need one-on-one coaching, for instance, you want to take the DISC personality test, reach out to me directly. If you want one-on-one coaching, maybe you would like me to be your personal coach, please reach out to me as well or respond to my emails, then we'll take it up from there. So for week 4, we are starting our systemized model. It's getting more interesting. I hope we have been executing. Please execute. That's how you can intentionally deploy your gifts, your talents, etc. Okay, if you don't execute, then that means you're not placing value on the gifts that you have been given. You're not placing value on who you are. So you need to, after gaining clarity, after planning, then you need to execute. I hope I have your commitment. I want you to put in the chat box if you are going to execute this week. I want you to put in the chat box, I will execute, so that I will know those that I've wasted about 2 hours on today. I will execute. If you're going to execute this week, let me see your commitment in the chat box. I'm going to execute. Thank you, Temitope. Yes, I know Temitope will execute. Baba Sunday will execute. Aderonke says I will execute. So you are helped of the Lord. Trust me. He's waiting on you. Joy will execute. Vivian will execute. Bukola will execute. Yes, please intentionally deploy your gifts. Intentionally do something about the ideas that you have been given. And remember, you will be strong and you do exploits because you know God. So now let's go into our champions declaration. If you're able to unmute, please go ahead and unmute. Admin, you can stop recording. In fact, we should have stopped recording.